Namaste, everyone. My hearty salutations to Adi Shakti. I'm sure those who are new to the system of meditation would have many questions. Number one question would be, perhaps, how to regulate this monkey mind that we have. But I would wish to say something in the words of my Guruji, that just as eyes are to see and ears are to hear, tongue is to taste, so is mind to think. We simply cannot arrest the mind from its very function, which is God given. Our way of life has spoilt it somehow, so we have to discipline our own mind. Mind can be disciplined only by using the mind. Body can be built up by using the body. Create resistance. That's why we go to gym to build muscles and what they call six packs. Nothing wrong with it. We need to maintain the body. Otherwise, you'll be walking around like alcoholics. They run around with family pack. You know what family pack means? Absence of six packs, and they are like gol mator. See, mind also is like that. If you don't exercise the mind, then it's a problem. Uncontrolled mind can never help us become the masters of ourselves. What happens to forests? Seeds are thrown by nature through wind, through birds, everywhere. And there are plants and trees and all kinds of stuff flourishing in the forest. It's unregulated. But think of a gardener, a masterful gardener, who selects the plants, seeds, trees, and plants them at the right place, maintains them, removes the weeds. Then you can create a beautiful garden. That is called regulated use of your energy in plantation. Some of you are business people. How you invest your money, it's also well regulated, well planned. There is no impulsiveness there. If you make impulsive decision even in the business world without thinking, without meditating over it, you can lose the business. As they say in Gujarati, pant pi jato rayo. What are thoughts? Thoughts are nothing but seeds. Unregulated thoughts are like unregulated seeds thrown here and there, becoming forest. Chaos in your mind. But a regulated mind is like the gardener's seeds who plants properly and executes them properly. And we have the advantage of the heart. Whenever mind goes wrong, heart will give us a signal. Don't do it. Our conscience speaks louder than the voice of the mind. Rather, the impulses of the mind can be overruled by the heart. Heart always gives us the right signal. Think of those days when you have made the decision against your own heart, and you know the consequences thereof. And whenever you have made your decisions in sync with the heart, your mind says yes and heart also says yes, and see those outcomes. They're wonderful. So meditation has a great purpose also. If you are not a lover of God, it's okay. At least to be successful in this world also, you need to regulate your mind. It's good for students, it's good for housewives, it's good for family life, because it creates a special vibrations. From my childhood, rather in my childhood, we used to do arti. Most Gujarati families and some others also are familiar with arti, and especially Durga Bhakts. They have to know it. So I'm going to put one quiz to you. I had to recollect from my childhood and write it down. You know this arti, no, Rajubai? You can recite the whole arti. Huh? Third paragraph. Who can recite the third paragraph? Come on, any volunteer comes, scream. Excellent. What's the meaning? તૃતીય ત્રણ સ્વરૂપ કયા સ્વરૂપ છે? ત્રિભુવનમાં બેઠા એ ત્રિભુવન કયા છે? You understand what I'm trying to ask? માં ત્રિભુવનમાં બેઠા ત્રયાસ્ત की तरवेनी तुम तरवेनी માં. આપણે જમી લઈએ ને, જમીન લઈ પછી અપચો થાય જો ડાયજેસ્ટ ના થાય તો. આરતી તો કરી પણ સમજ્યા નહીં. It creates mental constipation. પોપટ પોપટલાલ કહેવાય બધા. આરતી કરો, ગુડ. મિનિંગ સમજવો પડે. મિનિંગ સમજ્યા પછી એને જીવનમાં ઉતારવું પડે. I'm sorry I drifted in Gujarati because this arti is in Gujarati. How many don't know Gujarati? Oh, there's a huge majority. I'm sorry. Gujaratis are minority here today. Eh? And only Gujarati? Oh, that's quite a lot too. Okay. So I will try and explain this from my limited perspective from my childhood. Tritiya Trana Swarup. Tritiya means three. Trana Swarup. And a Trana Roop. Kona? Adi Shaktina. Durgana. Ma Durgana Trana Swarup. એક કયા સ્વરૂપો છે? She appears in three forms. One is Kali, another is Mahalakshmi, and third, the giver of knowledge, Saraswati. They are all manifestation of the same Mahashakti or Adi Shakti. And Tribhuvan Ma Betha means three big palaces. She belongs to three big dimensions, higher, middle, and lower. The hell, earth, and the heaven. These dimensions are darker world, this normal earthly, and the brighter world. In short, she covers all. It is said, no, Sarva Vyapi, Sarva Jnani, Sarva Shaktiman. All these definitions are given to her, to that Shakti, to that power. Now, something I would like to ask you. Suppose she manifests, arti karya pachi maa wo khus thi gaya. And if she appears at 2 o'clock in the morning, riding on her tiger with a sword and bleeding mouth, Raju bhai, I have come to bless you. What will happen to you? Your temperature will go up. You will feel like jumping and you'll say, wife, where are you? Help me. Someone riding on a tiger, the sword in one hand with blood oozing from her mouth. Is that your imagination of mother? Something to think about. We started with one understanding of akar, from form to move into formlessness. Forms represent one thing. There she can destroy, she can grant knowledge, she can make me prosperous, she can do anything. But that will has to be applied from my side. What do I want to become? And she helps. That energy comes to our rescue. And where is that energy? That entity, that life-giving force, as I was mentioning yesterday, it's within us only. That Shakti is within us that gives us life and stays with us till our last breath. So honor that. All the three manifested forms, whenever she chooses, are also within us. Kali is within us, Saraswati is within us, Lakshmi is within us. Again, from my childhood, I'll quote one sloka my father taught me. He said, as soon as you wake up in the morning, you should recite this sloka. But then after I understood the meaning of sloka, I stopped doing it. And it's very simple. It says, when as soon as you wake up, do this. Karagre vaste Lakshmi, Karmule Saraswati, Karmadhye tu Govinda, Prabhate Kar Darshanam. What does it say? Karagre vaste Lakshmi. She is in front of your fingertips. What does it mean? Lakshmi at your fingertips. You don't have to beg. Karmule Saraswati, at the base of it is Saraswati, knowledge. Karmadhye tu Govinda, Vishnu, resides in your hands. And when we relate all these things with philosophy, Raj Yoga, the yogic philosophy, and in the words of Swami Vivekananda, the great saint of India, he says, always remember 3H: head, heart, and hands. They're everything you need. When we go deeper into science of yoga, I don't know how many of you are familiar with chakra, yogic chakras. You must have heard of yogic chakra. You have heard of Kundalini? You have heard of Sahasradal Kamal? You heard of Chitta Lake, Agya Chakra, Sudarshan Chakra, Mahakal Chakra, Visuddhi Chakra. I'm specifically quoting only some names because they are all related to the manifestations of this Adya Shakti. When we move from heart chakra, Hriday chakra, and as our inner journey begins, Atma chakra, then to fire, Agni Chakra, to Jal Chakra, to Vayu Chakra. Vayu represents always moving. Vayu is always there. Without these five elements, we cannot exist. Panchabhutas we call. Mastering these Panchabhutas, one attains liberation. At the culmination of regulation of, or rather, culmination of regulating these Panchabhutas, what happens? You get extreme clarity, total clarity of existence. And that happens at Visuddhi Chakra, which is located here. And whenever you have absolute clarity about the existence, all the powers opens up. And that is called the Durga Chakra as well. So the real manifestation of Durga Ma is within you. It's manifested through your Kantha Chakra. When we move on further, this is Agya Chakra. It is also known as Trikuti. Then we move on further to many chakras in between and move on to what we call Saraswati. Saraswati Chakra is also behind. If you go about 4 fingers up and about 1 centimeter inside or 2 centimeters, there is a Saraswati Chakra. In front of it, there is Chitta Lake. Saraswati Chakra and Kamadeva Chakra, they are superimposed. And you move further, little bit ahead through your spiritual practice, through tapasya, we arrive at the chakra that is known for energy, absolute energy, incomparable energy, where we say, even the Sudarshan Chakra is like a candle in front of the sun. Sudarshan Chakra was mastered by Lord Krishna. And when the yogic Shastra says that even that Krishna Chakra or Sudarshan Chakra is like a candlelight in front of that Mahakal Chakra, which is here just above the Saraswati Chakra. So I have shared with you 3 chakras which are already within us, and they are all manifestations of the Adi Shakti. My only prayer is try and experience these manifested energies within each individual. Outer forms remind us that is the role of murtis, that is the role of temples. You have to take the next step. If you don't take the next step, then you have to come back again. Because without taking the next step, you cannot master the Panchabhutas. And without mastering Panchabhutas, you cannot have the liberation. Guaranteed. So now we meditate prayerfully with a lot of reverence to that Shakti, Adi Shakti, that prevailed before the creation. It is already there in our heart. And pray to Lord, may I experience that purity, that Adi Shakti that dwells in everyone's heart. Let me first start with myself. Let me experience it within myself. So help me God. So we meditate now. Please start meditation.
Thank you so much for that sitting, Daaji. That was wonderful. My question is, when you finish meditation, how do you hold on to the condition? You integrate that into your life in your daily routine?
That Davis, right?
Yes.
Hi. If someone gives you 10-carat diamond ring, since we are having engagement now, how would you treat that 10-carat ring? It's precious, no? So when we do value the inner spiritual state for which God has granted you with such a beautiful gift of consciousness, where divine energy has also poured in to stabilize that condition within us through meditation, I think it becomes incumbent upon us to hold on to it. And if possible, make it even more potent. Say, if you were given $1 million, your pop says, go explore some, avenues, invest it. And after 10 years, you come back and say, oh, Dad, here is $1 million. What did you do? You may say, oh, I was hiding it under the ground. I made sure I don't lose it. So the purpose of receiving something is not just holding on to it or retaining it, but to multiply it. Spiritual gifts always come in the form of seeds. We have to nurture it with careful attention. And if possible, share it with the world. It's only by sharing that we enhance the quality of what we have received already. And we become eligible for more and more. If you lose it, how often your father will keep giving you gifts?
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Mata Di. I'm very new to this meditation, extremely new, but I have two questions. First question is, if it is not appropriate here, please forgive me. So first question is, હું ગુજરાતીમાં પૂછીશ કે જ્યારે નવરાત્રિ હોય અથવા તો માતાજીનો કોઈ પ્રસંગ હોય તો ઘણી જગ્યાએ એવું જોયું છે કે કોઈને માતા આવ્યા હોય તો એ કોઈ મેડિટેશનનો એવો સ્ટેટ છે અને એકદમ પ્રચંડ એ લોકો પાસે શક્તિ આવે છે, એ વ્યક્તિ એટલી નબળી હોય પણ એ વખતે એટલી શક્તિ આવે છે, એ લોકો કોઈ એવું મેડિટેશન સ્ટેટમાં પહોંચી જાય છે કે કુંડલીની જાગૃત થઈ જાય છે? તે મારો ફર્સ્ટ ક્વેશ્ચન છે. ઇફ નોટ એપ્રોપ્રિએટ પ્લીઝ ફોરગીવ મી. એન્ડ સેકન્ડ ક્વેશ્ચન ઇઝ, આપણે જ્યારે મેડિટેશન કરીએ, હું તો ન્યૂ છું, પણ કોઈ ચેન્ટિંગ કરીને લાઈક કોઈ બી ધારો કે ઓમ નમો ભગવતે વાસુદેવાય છે કે કંઈ બી માતાજીનું કોઈ બી મંત્ર છે એ બોલીને કરવું જોઈએ? અને મને એ જાણવામાં ઇંતજારી છે કે આપ કેવી રીતે મેડિટેશન સ્ટેટમાં જાઓ છો અને કોઈ મંત્ર ચેન્ટિંગ કરતા હો છો? મને એ જાણવામાં ઈચ્છા છે, ઇફ ઇટ ઇઝ પોસિબલ.
Thank you. મારા ગામમાં મારા ઘરની બાજુમાં જ મારા પડોશીને માતા આવતી હતી અને એ સ્ટેટમાં જે બોલે એને ખબર ના પડે કે શું બોલી રહ્યા છે, પણ જે પ્રશ્ન પૂછે એના જવાબ મળ્યા કરે. તો ઘણા પ્રશ્નો હતા મારા વિશે, લગ્ન ક્યારે થશે, કોની સાથે થશે, ક્યાં શું ભણશે, આવું બધું છે. હજી સુધી કશું સાચું જ નથી પડ્યું, બોલ્યા કરે. અને માં આપણને possess કરે એમાં you become hysterical. It's an emotional outburst. ઘણીવાર તમે જોયા હશે ઘણા કુટુંબમાં કોઈને મરણના સમાચાર આપે એટલે લોકો એટલું રડતા હોય છે કે જેને અતિશય પ્રેમ હોય છે એને બી એનાથી બી આગળ વધી જતા હોય છે. They become more hysterical. એમને રોકવા જ મુશ્કેલ થઈ જાય છે. અને માતા જેને આવે છે ને એના પર ઠંડુ પાણી રેડજો પછી શાંત થઈ જશે, અથવા ગરમ પાણી રેડજો, પણ બાળી ના દેતા એને. જે પ્રશ્ન બીજો હતો, which is applicable to almost all of us, should I chant today during my meditation? There are many ways of meditation. See. As per heartfulness, સહેજ માર્ગની પદ્ધતિમાં ખાલી આંખ બંધ કરીને હૃદયમાં ઈશ્વરીય પ્રકાશ મૌજૂદ છે. You make a suggestion that the divine presence is already there and prayerfully express that I like to experience your presence. That's all. Now what happens with images that we bring in, that Shri Krishna Bhagwan par apne dhyan kariye, bhale apne mantra na bolta hoye, you may not be reciting any japas or mantras, or you may imagine Durga Ma or Lord Krishna or Lord Rama or Mother Sita, objects of meditation. Now, I'll ask you a question. What do you understand by dhyan? Yesterday we explored the meaning of dhyan. There are two meanings. What is and destination of dhyan? What is the purpose of dhyan? What is dhyan? Dhyan is to transcend the mind, go beyond the mind. Beyond the mind means going beyond the functions of the mind. Going beyond the functions of the mind means going beyond the thinking. That's one. Another one, the outcome of dhyan. Dhi and Yan. Dhi, if some of you who have already heard Gayatri Mantra, Om Bhurva Swaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhi Mahi Dhi Yo Yonaha Prachodayat. Here the Dhi means what? Ultimate wisdom. So you split this word dhyan, Dhi and Yan. Ultimate wisdom, and Yan means the carrier. Dhyan is something, it's a vehicle to transport us to that ultimate wisdom. Not thinking. If I am reciting something, I'm holding on to my this particular chanting with my mind. So mind is not disturbed, but your mind is busy. Too busy rather. Even when we do this mala, you're busy moving your fingers. Your mind is still counting and working. That is not dhyana. Maybe it gives solace to some people because they're too busy. Even if you play flute, some music, or play cricket, or play soccer, or you go for a jog, or you are exercising, that also can divert your mind for some time. And some people say, when I play music, I lose myself. I lose my awareness and I'm so absorbed into singing or I'm in my music. Can that be also called dhyan? I doubt it. Dhyan, the difference between dhyan and the expansion of consciousness, playing music and getting absorbed, and the expansion of consciousness is like, taking a bath in a bathtub versus taking a bath in the ocean. So that's all the difference is. When yesterday we also touched upon the topic of evolution of consciousness. That's the main goal of our existence. If I'm too busy with my mind and always thinking of that item, then that is not meditation. It is focused attention on something. And focused attention on something is always on known object. I recite. It's a known recitation, known mantra. Through meditation, I like to explore into uncharted territories, to unknown. And God is not an object to be understood. God is subject to be explored and becoming one with. Experiencing God is also a temporary phenomena. When we go deep into meditation and we lose and attain that samadhi, merging with that adi, Shakti. I hope you're getting the whole thing now. That is oneness. Experiencing something, it is better than a superficial knowledge that God is there, Ma is there, Adi Shakti is there. Everybody says Adi Shakti is there, but have you experienced? Without experiences, my knowledge remains superficial. It's like, when we came in 80s and 70s, some of you may have come to United States. What was the value of dollar then? 6 rupees, 7 rupees, $1. When we attained freedom, it was 1 rupee was $1 type of a thing, see. But then what happened? Currency devaluation happened. Gold backing was reduced in India. So it is the backing of gold those days that strengthened our currency. Our knowledge can be strengthened by the backing of our experience, not by reading books. By reading books, you'll get more and more knowledge. Knowledge is good. It's better than remaining ignorant. Take a next step in experiencing. Religion is all about belief. Chant karo, jab karo, ye karo, wo karo. And that doesn't end there. Now, some people get it done through some pandits. मेरे लिए वो कथा कर लेगा, मेरे लिए वो आरती भी कर लेगा. हनीमून को लिए भी भेजो पंडित को आपकी बीबी के साथ. If you can get your puja part done in proxy, that is the most shameful thing. Who is going to experience that? Neither him nor you. He is only doing it for some $100 or $500, and you feel happy. I gave him so much. My father, during month of Shravan Mainama, he would invite one Panditji from Rajasthan, and he would make, some few lakhs Shivlinga, small ones, all throughout the Shravan Maina. See. For what? Mrutyunjay means to win over death, but father died. And you're getting it done through somebody. Even if you do wrong thing, but you should do it yourself. Why ask someone else to do it for you? And when it is such a vital and such an important thing, the relationship between my Atman with Paramatman. And when it comes to experiences also, I firmly believe that that is a next step. From religion, we go a little bit more into spirituality, into adhyatmikta. It is there also you get frustrated after experiences, new every day, yet the heart is craving for something more. Bhikkhu Kakanatya, if I go and it is hospitality, I'm mesmerized. Oh, what a hospitality. Such a rich person. 3 months I spent. The hospitality experience can be great. But deep down in my heart, I would say, oh, I wish I was also as rich as Bhikkhu Bhai. Isn't it? Divine experiences can also be great. But deep down, one ought to think, I wish I was also as divine. You get the picture? Divine experiences are great, but to becoming divine is greater. So we are heading towards that. That is the realm or dimension of reality. And beyond that, another step also wait for us. I don't know if I should get involved in all this, but let's remain with this much. You are all religious people. I don't want to debase your faith. You might say, दाजी आ गया मेरा faith को बर्बाद करके चला गया यहाँ से. I'm only saying faith is good. Back it with your experience, and that it can happen only when you go inward. And becoming becomes easier. So please remember only this. And chanting me, you will be happy with chanting. Like, we do diya and agarbatti and all that. The day you forget, what happens to you? आज कुछ गड़बड़ होने वाला है ऐसे. And something may happen, तो it will be solidified कि मैंने ये नहीं किया इसलिए ऐसा हुआ ऐसे. We are all डरपोक लोग से. We are conditioned. ये करना है, ये नहीं करना है, ये नहीं करेगा तो ये हो जाएगा, ये करेगा तो ये अच्छा हो जाएगा. No, nothing of that sort. When you do the right thing will happen. Doing wrong thing, you can't expect right results. Going in an external way of worship, you can never find God. The wrong direction. Is Antaryamin, remember that much. He dwells within. And I'm not saying that. Gita says that. Vedas say that. Upanishads say that. I dwell in every living form in their hearts. What more proof do you need? One last question, please. Now it's Daaji.
Namaste, Daaji.
Namaste.
I am a recent practitioner. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and I have a question about cleaning. A couple questions. Sometimes when I'm cleaning after work, it's hard to settle in, and once I settle in, I become very light, and I'll drift off into meditation from there. So I wanted to ask about that, if that interferes with the effectiveness. And then also, with cleaning, you're getting rid of the day's impressions, but do you also work on the older samskars that are there? And can you work on specific complexities, say shame, for instance, while you're cleaning? Thank you.
You're welcome. Some of you may not know what she's trying to say. Heartfulness offers many practices. One of them you have learned today, meditation. Second practice is all about conditioning, how to remove this conditioning. We call that as cleaning off all the things that we accumulate during daytime. The impressions, we call them samskars, how to remove them, get rid of them. So she's saying that after her evening cleaning, as soon as she comes home and performs that, she feels very light, extremely become lighter. And then she slowly slips into meditation. So that happened. I have always felt the way you have felt. After cleaning, I feel very light. And there is temptation to go into meditation. Nothing wrong with it. The purpose is to remain meditative. So you're going to go into meditation anyhow. Right? You become so light and so pure that at the end of performing this cleaning process, you feel that my whole body has been purified so much that my entire body has become like a temple of God. See, reflection of temple of God. I don't have to look for God outside. He would descend in me. And you feel that. See? That is good state. What was your next question? Working on the samskars of yesterdays and last month and last janmas. Okay, backward, okay. I would recommend not to clean any specific sanskar. For example, you were in love with someone, right? And by chance, unfortunately, if that relationship did not flower to your expectation, then that is going to throw you off for some time. And that is going to have impact on your consciousness for a very long time. Such extraordinary impacts can have impacts can affect at the two level, one at a mental level and another is at an emotional level. Emotional level, I can forgive myself for falling in love or convince myself and say, okay, perhaps it was not in my luck and try to remove that pain. But to forget is very difficult, almost impossible, because it is hardwired in your memory. But emotional thing can be dissolved through practice. Now, younger people, especially teenagers, when you say, don't think of this person, and say, okay, I will meditate not to think. You know the story of monkey, right? One person, one little boy was asked by his guru, because this boy was wanting to learn how to fly like a bird in the sky. His guru was able to fly in the mountains of Tibet. So this boy asked his guru, please teach me. He served his guru for 14 years. And finally, after serving his guru says, okay, tonight is full moon night and it's the most auspicious night. And tonight you go into meditation. And after that, you will be able to fly like a bird. As soon as the moon reaches, the middle of the sky, right above your head, just before that, you take bath and sit in meditation. But please remember, don't think of a monkey. So while he was going from his guru's home to his home in the mountains, He kept on. I have never seen monkey in my life. How can I think of monkey? But that warning kept repeating in his head. Even while taking bath, I'm not supposed to think of monkey. I'm not supposed to think of monkey. And as soon as he started meditation, monkeys were all over him. So when we try to remove something, don't be so specific about that. I want to get rid of this. Otherwise, it will keep haunting you. Thank you. So our sessions are over here. I'm extremely grateful to Shakti Mandir members, the volunteers, and especially trustees. We are indebted to all of you, the volunteers of Heartfulness and all the invited guests. Heartfulness can bring about revolution. Some people may get upset when I say transcend the religion, enter the spirituality, because religions have divided humanity so much. There have been greater wars, more wars, and killings on the name of religion than any other thing. Philosophical differences divides us also. When I speak like this, Shakti Mandir trustees must be thinking, what is this guy coming to Mandir and says, transcend the Mandir? I'm not saying the absence of the need of it. Use it wisely. That's all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.